Hello, YouTube. Hey, hey, hey. How are you? It's good to see everybody. We're going to go ahead and get live on Facebook. Okay, guys. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello to everybody on YouTube. Hello to everybody on Facebook. There is a lot going on, especially in this country right now as it relates to masks. Guys, this is unbelievable. Like, honestly. And so today we are kind of just doing, we're check in. I want to check in with you guys. I want to check in with all of you and sort of see how you guys are doing, what you all think. You know, I published a number of videos in the last couple of days about the masking situation, or rather the unmasking situation. If you've not seen the videos, I encourage you to check them out. They're on both YouTube and Facebook. A video I did yesterday about when the CDC announced that masking would not be required for people who are fully vaccinated. And then, you know, interestingly enough, after I did that video, by the way, and make sure you check that out, after I did that video, what I noticed was a lot of you guys actually were very, very concerned about it. I know you still are, but you indicated how concerned you were. You said, I don't know that this is a good idea. I don't know that I'm ready to go out without a mask. I don't know that I can do this. That's what you said. And I have to be honest with you, I was not surprised, but I was really interested in how many of you felt that way. By the way, a lot of you felt that way. And one of your biggest concerns that you said at this video that I did is you said, how do I know people aren't lying? You said, I just know people are not going to tell the truth. They're not going to tell the truth. They're just not going to wear their masks, and they won't have been vaccinated either. And that's going to be a problem. So that's what we're talking about today, guys. Give me 1 second to get everything together. It's great to see you guys. Hey, Facebookers, it's good to see you. Somebody already sent me stars. I so appreciate that. For the star senders, also on YouTube. Let's see, is YouTube here? Where is YouTube? Let me just take a peek. Where is my YouTubers? Where did they go? Oh, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Oh, maybe comments are disabled. Y'all know how I am with this. Well, we're going to continue. YouTube, you're going to have to catch up. Or maybe I'll post the video later. Okay, guys. So welcome. Facebookers, you guys are definitely in the house. Some of you YouTubers are too. All right. Let's just break this down. And I'll be honest with you. By the moment, I'm getting more and more concerned about the idea of unmasking for vaccinated people, not because I don't necessarily think it's appropriate, but it's because of all the other stuff around it, the chatter, the way it's been rolled out, the commentary that's happening. I'm watching the news and I'm seeing what people are saying, what other doctors are saying. So let me go backwards. So did the video yesterday about the CDC announcing this. Total surprise to me. I'm sure it was a total surprise to you guys too. Was it a total surprise? Complete surprise to me that they were going to announce that you don't have to wear masks anymore. I was very excited and excitable, but I knew I wasn't quite sure how I thought about it because I wasn't prepared for it. And honestly, in my mind as a physician, I was really prepared to think that we would still need to be wearing a mask, certainly indoors and even where we were, which was outdoors in crowded places, for a while. I was not prepared for the idea that once you're fully vaccinated, you can just not wear a mask. It was a very liberating feeling, and I do believe in the science. Let me be very clear. And I don't disagree with the CDC. I want to be clear about that too. The CDC is supposed to be making the best decisions based on the science. What they have found with some of the studies, I've read some of them, and then read summaries of others of them, is that number one, people who get the COVID vaccine, who are fully vaccinated, are less likely to get COVID. They're less likely to transmit COVID. They're less likely to have symptomatic and asymptomatic infection. The COVID vaccine also protects against a certain number of variants as well. So there's some variant protection as well. And that the COVID vaccine is actually pretty efficacious. It's a very effective vaccine. When it comes to vaccines, you know, you think about the efficacy of the flu shot, you know, changes every year. And, you know, I mean, look, we've got really great efficacy with these vaccines. They're safe, they're tolerable, they're well tolerated, et cetera. Okay, so, and what they found though, was that in the real world setting, these vaccines do those things, okay? What they're finding is as data is coming out, they're saying, wow, these vaccines really are holding up. These vaccines really are as effective as they seem to be in the beginning. These vaccines really are protecting people against asymptomatic and symptomatic infection and from transmitting that infection. These vaccines, if somebody does get COVID, they're more likely to get a milder case of COVID. These vaccines, if people are getting them, they're less likely to be hospitalized and die from COVID, which is, again, all of these things, what we hoped and what we suspected, but we're actually seeing that in the real world now. So the CDC is saying they're taking all of that information. They're also adding things such as, well, more and more people are getting vaccinated every day. Yes, the rate of vaccination is declining, meaning we're not getting the vaccine as quickly as we were, but people are still getting vaccinated. And the Pfizer vaccine was just approved for children aged 12 to 15. So that's going to add another layer of protection. Yeah, the kids are like, 5% of the population, but it's still a little bit more. And, the number of infections every day are decreasing, right? I didn't look to see what the case count was today, but they've been decreasing. Now, they're not as low as they should be. They're not as low as we need them to be ultimately. They're not as low as we need them to, we need 0 cases, don't get me wrong. Last I checked a few days ago, it was like within like 30,000-ish cases. Like I said, I didn't check today. So the CDC is putting all of that stuff together and other stuff that I don't even know what they're doing, right? They're putting all this stuff together and they're looking at the data and they're saying, presumably, okay, based on XYZ, ABC, real world data, study data, et cetera, we think that fully vaccinated people can go without masks, okay? So that's what they're saying. Now, I'm going to try to pull up some comments because I'm sure you guys are speaking and I'm over here just rambling my mouth because I have a lot to say about this, but this has been kind of a head trip, guys. So once again, I want to be clear, I don't disagree with their decision should it be based on all the right data and the right numbers and it's accurate. I don't disagree with the decision so long as it's based on the science. What I think is tough for us is all the other stuff. Number one, we weren't prepared for this. It's not to say we have to be prepared for every decision the CDC makes. They don't owe that to us necessarily, but I don't think anybody saw this coming. There are reports even on the news that the White House didn't even see this coming, okay? So maybe that sort of contributes to the bit of the jarring nature of like, oh my gosh, which is the video I made yesterday, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, because that's literally how I felt. I guess another thing is we know we're not fully out of the woods yet. We also know, and we're hearing, obviously stories from our brothers and sisters in India, how much they're struggling with this. We also know that there are variants and stuff that we don't fully know exactly what the end all be all with these variants is going to be, especially the ones that we're seeing overseas. We know that we live in a global society. We are interconnected in some way. And one of my concerns has been, how long is it going to take for, I don't know, how long could it take for us to feel some of what's happening in different parts of the world, if we do at all? So I think there's also that playing in our minds where we're like, but wait, we're also still not really, really low with the cases. So again, I'm not saying these are reasons to back down on the masks and say, I'm not saying these are reasons to say that the CDC guidance is wrong. What I'm saying is I think these are the reasons why it feels like a bit of cognitive dissonance, basically, which is that what I'm being told, I'm like, oh, okay. Where I hear it and I'm like, okay, but it also seems a little bit like, really? Right? Because there are all these other variables. And then you have a lot of doctors on TV in the last couple of days. I've watched a lot of commentary. I mean, I did 2 TV segments myself this morning. Okay. I did 2 TV segments myself. I posted one earlier. I did that with the national news desk. It's posted earlier. And one of their first questions to me out of the gate was, well, doctor, what do you make of all the CDC guidance, how it's all over the place and this and that? And this is the thing. I mean, I never want to be one that says the CDC is doing the wrong thing because I'm empathetic. I do believe that they have their heart and their minds in the right place. I do believe that they have scientists and people that are looking at the right data and doing the right thing. I actually believe that. Now, there are some people that don't believe that, and I understand. But I actually truly believe that. What I think is tough is the climate that we're in, that masks and COVID has become politicized. I think also what's tough is that this past year, COVID really, the CDC really didn't have a voice in our decision making. They were almost silenced, right? So we weren't really used to them leading. I think also what's tough is you've got also physicians that are weighing in, like myself, giving our 2 cents. Not every physician on TV actually agrees with the CDC guidance. There are some physicians on TV saying, I agree with this part, but I don't agree with this part. Some physicians are saying, they said it's this, but I'm not going to unmask. I think that creates confusion for everyone. For me too, as a doctor. It makes me be like, what's happening, y'all? What's going on? It's just a lot of chatter. It's a lot of stuff. And I do believe the CDC and I do believe their guidance, but I also think that how we deliver messages is also very important. Not that they've done it the wrong way, but I don't know. I don't know how many more sort of jarring things our nation can take in terms of guidance. Remember when the mask came out, and I was one of the doctors saying, don't wear masks, right? Because the CDC guidance was not to wear masks. Then it changed abruptly. Let's wear masks. And I didn't have a problem with that change, because what I know is when we know better, we do better, right? And medicine and science is that's how it works. There was one point when doctors thought smoking was fine, right? Well, we know now it's not. Things change. You can't blame people because they didn't have the evidence and the facts to make better decisions. So when we know better, we do better. So I don't have a problem with the mask guidance being changed. But I think what happens is that when there's a lot of that happening, may not necessarily be to the fault of the CDC alone, but when you have a lot of that happening, it just creates problems, and it allows room, and it allows holes to be created and people to be skeptical. I also think that there are a lot of people, and I would say doctors and non-doctor people, that are talking out of both sides of their mouth. And, I don't do a lot of criticism of my fellow doctor colleagues because, I'm a doctor's doctor. It's not to say I'm not going to speak the truth, right? But I also know that in most situations, there are other variables that maybe I'm not considering. You never know the whole story with things. And I have faith in my colleagues that we're all trying to do the right thing, even though we might go about it differently. But I have to say, I'm a little surprised, and it's tough even for me to see that there have been some healthcare professionals, some politicians, some people saying on one side just a week or two ago, why hasn't the CDC let us go out and do things? We're vaccinated now. They're moving too slow. They're being too conservative. They're not moving fast enough. They're really deterring people. They're not giving people enough of an incentive to get vaccinated. If you want them to get vaccinated, you tell vaccinated people they can go out and do stuff. I literally heard that out of people's mouths. Now, CDC is like, all right, go, my people, go and run free, right? And that's not the reason why. The CDC apparently has said that they did not change the mask guidelines to encourage people to get vaccinated. I heard that as a quote from someone or somewhere. I read that. But then now, some of those same people who felt that the CDC was moving too slow are now saying, oh my gosh, they did all this so fast. Why all of this now? No, there's still people that are like young people who can't wear masks. And what about the immunocompromised and this and that? And I'm thinking, well, dude, where was that last week when you were like, let's go? My point being is not to say what's right, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not quite sure that I entirely know. My point is to say that I'm not sure. My point is to say that I think there's a better way to go about it. And I also believe that all the chatter, and I would say maybe even me being a part of this chatter, I'm sitting here on a live on a Friday night, kind of spouting off my thoughts, sort of joining in this charade of all these talking heads, including doctors, including myself, saying what we think should be and what should not be. And I just feel like it's a big mess. Honestly, I just feel like it's a big mess. I really, really do. And I'll go back and say, again, I do believe in the CDC. I'm not a CDC basher. And I always, for the most part, choose to believe that the CDC has made the right decision because I believe in the mission of the CDC and the people who are working there and what they want and that they trust in the science. I have chosen to believe that. Just like, people choose to believe in God or believe in something else, whatever. Maybe that's not a good example, but I've chosen to believe in God. I choose that, right? I've chosen to believe in the CDC and I stand by that. And I believe them here. I believe that if they're saying that it's okay for fully vaccinated people to do X, Y, and Z, I believe that. But I do think that all the extraneous stuff, not only the chatter, but the things happening throughout the world, just all these other questions, the other doctors, us doctors, me, I'm one of them. All this stuff, the politicians, the newspapers, the articles, my articles. I think all of this stuff actually has made it pretty muddy. It just feels like a big mess. So I guess, I'm trying to think of how I really want to. It's so funny because when I came on to do this live, I knew I was going to talk about this sort of, but I guess I didn't know that I was really going to talk about this like the way I am, but it really is how I feel. I think there's a part of me that actually feels a little bit sorry for us, for you, for the people in our nation. I think this has been a really tough year for a lot of reasons. Because of politics, our kids haven't been able to be in school. Parents and families have been out of work. There's been like, let's say politics again. Let's just do that again. We've had racial insurrections, racial, reckonings left and right. Literally, people being gunned down in the streets. We've had gunned down shootings, mass shootings, multiple. It's been a shitty year. It's been an effing shitty year. And for just a moment, it felt like we were maybe kind of getting on more solid ground. Do you hear what I'm trying to say? Like, let me know if you're with me on this. I'm sorry, I'm not like reading all of your comments right now, but I think I just got to get this off my chest. For just a half a moment, it felt like there was a little bit of like, okay. And you remember when I made that video 2 weeks ago about how the CDC said you can now wear masks, fully vaccinated, don't have to wear masks outside. You still have to wear them inside, but you have to. And I made that video. I was like, guys, I don't have my mask. Look at me. Oh, Sophie, mask was Sophie. It was a big deal. But I just finally felt like, okay, cases are coming down. Yes. Vaccinations are down, not good, but people are still getting the vaccine. Pfizer vaccine approved for kids. Yes. Okay, now we're talking about getting kids back to school. Yes. All right, now, okay, jobs reports are down, etc. But, things are starting to open up, right? Things are starting to open up. I'm like, people can get their jobs back, right? But I was just for a moment, the weather's getting warm. There is hope. Hope is alive. I was just starting to feel like just for a moment, just one moment, we might be in a good place. And then this happens. And I think it was meant to be another good thing. I felt kind of like, wow, elated and excited when the news came that we'd have to wear a mask. But the backlash and the sort of the controversy and the questions and even the dialogue and the debate, there are physicians kind of debating each other on TV, saying it's bad or wrong. I'm just saying, clearly people have different sides of this. It's almost like we're going back to the beginning. Remember last year when there was big debates about whether we should wear masks and not wear masks? It almost feels like we're back there. And that was pretty shitty. And that took us back. That was a lot of energy, a lot of time and energy spent with people mad and upset and frustrated and this and that. And I feel like we're back there. I'm like, how are we back there? But we're back there. So I'm sorry, because I feel like this is not what we need. I feel like this is not what Americans need right now. I feel like just as I was getting you guys to join my group, I got the COVID vaccine and you're getting your COVID vaccine shirts and we're gradually getting ourselves vaccinated. And then all of a sudden this happens and then we're scared again. Because what I hear in your voices is fear. I read a lot of the comments. You guys know this. And I hear that people are scared. Y'all are like, oh, hell no. I'm keeping my mask on. In fact, I'm going to double up again, And I love the idea of being safe. But the fear, it's this anxiety. How much anxiety can we take now? How much more anxiety can we deal with? That's all this year has been. Now we got to worry about folks unmasking and not being vaccinated. Oh, great. And remember, we're not going to be able to ask people really for their vaccine cards. I did a video about that. Will people lie about their vaccination status? Well, of course they're going to. Now we got to worry about that, right? And then you might have kids that are too young to be vaccinated, so don't have a vaccine. Or maybe you got people who have weakened immune systems. I have a couple of people in my Dr. Jen Superstars group who have weakened immune systems that are worried because, they took the vaccine, but we don't have a lot of data about how well it works in immunocompromised people, and it may work not as well. So they're worried, right? People just worried. We're worried all over again. For one moment, we were good. We were good for like a week. So I'm just throwing this out there. I'm sorry that we're back in a place of extreme angst. And I do think the CDC meant well, but I think it's a bit of a mess. So this is what I would say, folks. And I know I've just been rambling on, but I guess I had to get this ish off my chest. What I would say is this. This is all that matters is you and your neighbor, of course. What I mean by that is what I think the best course to do is to understand that these vaccines are very, very safe and effective. These vaccines work. That's a pretty freaking awesome thing. They work against the virus. They keep us from getting infected by the virus. They keep us from transmitting the virus by and large, right? Nothing's 100%. Take a look at the Yankees video I did on the Yankees getting the COVID vaccine and then getting COVID. Don't be alarmed by that. Don't let that stress you out. Watch the video. That was the video I posted a couple hours ago. So know and have faith that you got and you did the right thing by getting vaccinated. And for those of you who have not gotten vaccinated, I want you to get it. Okay? Get that vaccine because it is pretty freaking awesome. What I say to do in the meantime is, even though we are vaccinated, okay, use your own personal judgment and your own body to tell you what you'd like to do with the mask. You know, a lot of stores, Walmart and a few other places I saw, are not going to be requiring masks. And you know what? Let's let them do what they do because they're following CDC guidelines. And once again, I stand by the CDC. But once again, what we don't need is for us as individuals to carry the burden and to carry everyone else's burdens. And everyone else's, you know, if they're not telling the truth or this or that. We can't regulate other people. We can't go around checking for IDs and asking people, let me see your vaccine card. Can I see your vaccine card? Where did you put it? Where is it? We can't do that. We're going to get punched in the face. Stores and stuff, they can't ask for proof, or can they? I don't know, but they're not, probably, right? We can't do that. We can't control this. We can control whether we get the vaccine or not. Get the vaccine. It is good. It works. It is successful. It's one of the best things that we have gotten. Remember, we have been literally underwater with this. Get that freaking vaccine. But if you're not ready to take your mask off yet, you know what? Totally okay. It's totally okay. And maybe if what we do is just take responsibility for ourselves. And that video I did yesterday about folks don't lie, like, no, and I'm not saying they don't lie. I'm saying folks don't lie, meaning don't. For those of you who have not gotten the vaccine, don't lie. If you haven't gotten the vaccine, wear your mask. Don't play around. Don't lie. Just don't. Better yet, get the vaccine and then you don't have to wear a mask if you don't want to. If we all take individual responsibility for ourselves, maybe it'll keep us from feeling so anxious about the world at large. We can do what we can do. We can get vaccinated. We can wash our hands. We can stay safe. We can do all that kind of stuff. We can wear a mask if we're not vaccinated, wear a mask when we're uncomfortable. Let's make sure that we're doing the right thing. And in terms of all the chatter, we're going to hear chatter for a while, but don't let that sway you. And don't let it do this to you, because every single day in this COVID roller coaster lately has felt like back in 2020, a year ago, where every day was like, oh my God, my head is spinning. I remember I used to go to bed at night literally feeling like, what's happening? Let's not let this do this to us. Let's not let this mask mess tear us apart and make our days miserable and make us crazy. We know the science and the evidence. The CDC says we can go without masks, and I believe that. But just know if you're not comfortable, you don't have to do it. For those of you who are not vaccinated, wear your masks and don't lie. Ooh, cha. A lot on my chest today. It's just a lot. We don't, not we, it's just, I think Americans don't deserve it. It's just too much. And I also think that news outlets could do a better job of not inciting and not flaming the fire. I honestly do. Maybe that's part of what I'm kind of upset about. A lot of questions I was asked today on the news and a lot of questions I'm seeing, they're questions sort of saying, don't you think the CDC has been a little flip-floppy? I actually titled that one of my videos today. And I really worked hard to stay out of that space because I trust that if they were flip-floppy, it's because they're following the guidance that they see and they're doing the best they can. And you know what? COVID's been a little flip-floppy. COVID has not been the most linear thing. You think anybody could have predicted this? So I'm going to also ask news outlets to kind of stop stoking the flames and the fires. Don't you think this has been a little weird? Well, I mean, you put it like that. Let's just keep our heads down. Do what we know we need to do. Try to stay calm and don't let this get to you. Those of you who are unvaccinated, get your vaccine or put your mask on. Don't try to trick folks or lie to other people. So, hey guys, a lot on my mind, just seems overwhelming. I'm in the office tomorrow, so I'm probably going to go to bed very soon. It just feels like, it feels like it's May of 2020 again. when we were fighting over wearing that. We had the same fight last year. It was just the opposite. Remember? We had the same fight last year. By the way, thank you guys for the stars. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. And thank you guys on YouTube for the super chats and the super stickers. Rufus, you say, don't worry yourself, Dr. Jen. You're doing an excellent job. You guys are really sweet. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. Lissa Tholstrup, hello. I'm gonna say hi to you guys. Maria, you've been vaccinated. You respect the guidelines by the CDC. Brandy, thank you for the stars. Pam, you said, well put. Kanye, you said, girl, I'm going to bed. This is too much. I know. Brenda, thank you so much for booking me on Cameo. I did your message, so make sure you check that out. I did the message for your friend, by the way. Guys, I'm on Cameo, which is so much fun. I have been dreaming about being on Cameo for years. Cameo, like Cameo, cameo.com. Check it out. And you should check out my profile. I posted about it yesterday. So much fun. So if you ever want to send, now I'm going to sound like an advertising lady, but I love it. If you guys ever want like a shout out to a friend or a family member, or maybe to yourself, I got you, boo. Cameo. Christine, your 12-year-old got her first shot today. I love that. Kanye, you said, what is Cameo? Cameo it's actually really cool. Cameo is an app that you can download on your phone that allows you to book people who are in the media or celebrities or whatever to send personal messages. So look, let's say like I watch 90 Day Fiance like religiously, and there are some people on 90 Day Fiance I love. And if I were gonna like if I were gonna send a message, and I know like some characters like my mother loves from like Married to Medicine or whatever, I would go and book one of the characters to say, hey Esther, you know, happy birthday to you. Your daughter Jen sends you good messages. Like you actually get a personalized message from that star. So check out cameo.com because you can book all your favorite people. Anyway, I just got signed up on the site and it's a lot of fun. I've done a few messages yesterday. Lisa, you said you're gonna book me on Cameo as soon as you get back from your niece's recital. Oh my God, that's so sweet. Oh my God, I can't wait. But it's really awesome. Kim, you finally got your second dose. You're wearing your mask, still leery, totally fine. Oh, you know, let me tell you what I'm going to do. So this is the thing. I was watching doctors all night. And this is what I'm going to do. Last couple of days, I'll be honest with you, I did not wear a mask when I went on my afternoon walks, although those were outside and not in crowded areas. And then when I went into the grocery store to get my daily groceries, I did wear my mask. What I think I'm going to do probably for just right now, Kanye, you said it's on with the Cameo. Yep. I think what I'm going to start doing now is I'm not going to wear my mask when I'm outside doing my daily walks. I'm kind of away from people and things like that. And probably walking down the street, I feel comfortable when I'm in the park. But I do think that when I go into stores and stuff like that, I probably will still wear a mask for a little while. We'll see how I feel. Maybe if I'm in the CVS down the road, which is my CVS, I'm there every day, and I'm at a time and there's no one in the store. Well, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go and let that thing hang down while I'm going to get my sparkling water and this and that. Like, I'm just going to do that. But I think I'm going to have it so that like if there's a bunch of people at the checkout or whatever, I might just go boom and just keep it moving because like all this stuff really is too much. And I'm a doctor and it's too much. So Christy, hi Jen, I've been vaccinated second shot Moderna on May 4th in Iowa. Yes, and a fellow Iowan. I love that. I'm from Iowa, as many of you guys know. And guys, as you get your shots, if you are not a member of my group, I got the COVID vaccine, please join. It's pinned in the comments in Facebook, and it's also in the comments in the description on YouTube. Join that group. I'll go back and accept everybody after this live, and I'll just accept you into the group, and then you can post yourself like with your t-shirts or with the sticker or whatever saying I got my vaccine. So definitely want to give you guys a shout out. And any of you guys having kids, not having kids, or if you're having a kid, let us know so we can shout you out. But for those of you who have kids that are teens, whatever, getting the vaccines, so many kids are getting vaccines. I love it. Make sure you post that in the group too, or you can post it right here. So we can just wish your child a high five and be like, boop, boop, holla. Vaccine t-shirts, you guys know. Wait, hold on. Eileen, I tested positive for antibodies back in March. Can I get vaccinated soon? Yes, get the vaccine, guys. By the way, get the vaccine. Okay. Whether you had COVID or not, get the vaccine. Just get the vaccine. Just get it. Just get it. What was I going to say? Oh, you guys know I'm giving a portion of the proceeds. I'm giving double the donations that I used to be giving. So I'm giving a set of donations to the Red Cross, a portion of the proceeds from every shirt to the Red Cross to help COVID in America, and then another portion of the proceeds to help, COVID in India. Lisa, thank you for the stars. I think Lisa Peach, I think you may be probably my biggest stars sender on Facebook. Lisa Peach has been giving me stars since the very, very beginning of COVID when I started getting stars. And I want to just give her a personal shout out. She is a member of my Dr. Jen Superstars group. Also, I got the COVID vaccine. She's bought numerous t-shirts from my website. By the way, these are found at drjencaudle.com/shop. The pinned comment, guys, you guys are asking where all this stuff is. It's the pinned comment means just the comment at the very top of the video, like right underneath the video. So thank you again for everything. I know I've talked your ear off. I haven't done a 30-minute live like literally in 9 months, but I just had to get some stuff off my chest. I hope we can get this together. I hope we can stop fanning the flames. We need to move forward. We need to get the vaccine. We need to trust that the CDC is doing the right thing for the right reasons. And we need to also understand that we have agency, and that if you're not comfortable not wearing a mask, which is a lot of people, that's totally okay. Wear the mask. And for those who have not been vaccinated, I implore you to follow the rules. But really, I implore you to get vaccinated. So guys, I love you. Thank you for letting me go on a rant tonight, because that's what this was like. I just had to just speak my mind. Oh, get some stuff on my chest. I love you guys. I will be back tomorrow with videos after I get back from work and stuff. Let me know what other things are on your mind. We're going to get through this. Guys, we are going to get through this. Okay? Come hell or high water, I promise. All right, guys. Oh, and join my Healthy Living with Dr. Jen group and my Dr. Jen Superstars groups. Those are my subscription groups. Guys, I love you. Bye. All right, YouTube. This was crazy, man. I'm finishing up with y'all. Don't y'all feel like, oh my gosh, this is so exhausting, right? Don't be exhausted. We're going to get through this. I promise. Let me take a look at some of these comments. Oh, Kale Bass, seems like COVID will be over when the media says it's over. It is very political. You're absolutely right about that. SNC Nutrition. Apparently, maybe you're a nutritionist or you're involved in nutrition. You said keeping your mind and immunity boosted and body and mind healthy is a good idea. Diet and nutrition is essential. You are so right. Let's see here. Let's see here. Who else is on here? KL Bass, living in Middle Tennessee is tough. Not many vaccinated people there. I believe you. My parents live in Tennessee, and they say that actually a lot of people are not only not vaccinated, but a lot of them are not wearing masks and just a lot of stuff. So I hear you. You guys hang in. I'm so glad to finish the night with you guys, with my YouTube fam. I so appreciate you guys. If you've not subscribed to my channel, I invite you to do so. Sorry for the crazy rant today, but just had to get some stuff off my chest. Just remember, we're going to get through this, guys, okay? Love y'all. Bye-bye.